Hello everyone, welcome to Gift of Gab General Hospital Edition for December 9th. I'm CP Biolois and my co-host, my wife.
Hello, Jamie White.
We're in here to discuss today's episode of General Hospital, maybe touch on a little bit that happened this week. There are a couple of great angles in today's episode. I just have to say I absolutely love it, is Josslyn Jacks having a huge awakening.
Oh, yeah.
And almost because, and for once, instead of just, shouting at Nina, threatening her, accusing her, and walking away, she actually stuck around and actually ended up talking to her. And, comparing Nina to, for what she did, and how she claimed she saved Carly. She freed Carly from Sonny, from his evil, vile clutches type of thing. And yeah. The funny part is, like, she's going the same rabbit hole where she's, and she's very interested in Dex. Of course, she's doing her normal, I'm holier than thou, and she said a few things, and she had kind of flashbacks, and he's like, I didn't say that. I've never said whether you're, I didn't say you're deceitful.
Nina was confused.
Yeah, I mean, it's just totally, like I said, Josh is totally blanked out, said what was on her head for that one, like, no, I'm not, just her own thing. I'm not like you. I'm not trying to. I never said you are like me. Well, I'm not deceitful. I never said you are deceitful. Yeah. But the whole thing, it was just so cool because it actually really got the gears going in Josslyn's head, where it's like, all of a sudden, it's not that pearly, throne you're sitting on isn't so pearly anymore.
No.
It's like...
I also love how she had no problem with Sonny and his business.
Oh, yeah.
While she was living in the house with him and reaping the benefits of everything. But as soon as, everything that happened in Nixon Falls happened, and then Sonny and Carly are broken up, all of a sudden Sonny's the most evil man in the world and such a monster, and oh my God, the horrible things he does. It's like, but you knew what he was. You knew what he was doing the whole time that you were living in the house with him. You had your ideas. You knew something. And now all of a sudden it's a big issue.
Yeah, now it's a righteous fury.
Yeah.
Everything happened. Carly, Carly drives me crazy sometimes. I love the actress. She does a phenomenal job to make Carly so just, mind-numbingly annoying at times. But that's good. That's a testament to the writers and the actors. They do a great job. They make us love or hate their characters. It's an awesome job. They are times where we kind of really wouldn't mind seeing a character maybe get killed off and bring the actress back in another role, or the actor back in another role, like a cousin, brother, sister, whatever. Soaps has done it since the beginning. And Carly's one of those. Laura Wright is phenomenal with it. She really brings it out. She really makes us, her and Michael, and really make us want to sometimes. But that's what they're doing, and it's a great job with it. They make the show fun. And she actually, got over it. She let go of it. She's actually can kind of exist and work with Sonny, while her kids, Michael's still in his vendetta. That's going to blow up in his face at some point spectacularly.
Oh, it will.
Oh, I cannot wait.
It's already blowing up in his face because he hired Dex to get close to Sonny and get information to take him down. But now Dex and Joss are getting close, and he doesn't want his sister connected with this at all. But there's really nothing he can do about it, because the more he, says that he doesn't want Dex to be around her, the more Joss comes around, Dex, and they're just getting closer and closer, and that's totally going to blow up in his face. And I'm looking forward to, I'm hoping they'll have a moment where Michael realizes that he is just as bad, basically, as Sonny right now. Because hiring Dex was a manipulative move. Because he knew that Jason, Sonny's trusted, enforcer, his best friend, somebody very close to even Michael and Carly and everybody, they all loved him. He recruited Dex for this because he knew that Dex was going to remind Sonny of Jason. He did that intentionally, and it was so manipulative and so just kind of over the line, like using a dead man's memory to manipulate his father like that. And he's not seeing where he's crossing these lines. Just like he did with Ned, when he and Drew basically kept Ned out of everything, having to do with the LQ and the potential merger and everything with, Aurora. They kept just talking about it behind Ned's back, not including Ned, and then they wonder why Ned got upset with them.
Or he didn't tell half truths. Like he would go to update Drew on what's happening, but he only tell Drew, Ned was getting aggressive. Not Ned's idea for them to work together. things like that, and it's gonna be awesome with it. And Chad Duell is doing, and he's doing an awesome job with Michael. And like I said, Michael's biggest thing is that he's not the strong-willed, person that he tries to pretend to be. He's trying to be like Sonny, but he can't bring himself to just fully rein Dex in. He tried to end it a couple times. Dex talked him into it, and to keeping it going because we're so close to this, we're so close to that.
He's not a boss.
Yeah, he just can't. He's not doesn't have the cojones, for lack of a better phrase, to actually sit there and tell Dex, no, this is done. And we all know Joss is Carly's daughter through and through. There's no denying any lineage there at all. I mean, she, just like Carly, you can tell her to something, this is for your best benefit, you don't want to do this, or you can order her to, whatever. Yeah. And just like Carly, she will do the opposite.
She'll do whatever she wants.
Yeah. And sometimes it'll be out of spite. Well, you said I can't, I'm going to do this, so, whatever. And other times it's kind of like, hey, you know what? No, this is what I think is going to work better. I'm going to do this for better or worse. And oftentimes with soap operas, it's worse. It creates a lot more problems.
Oh, yeah.
Like right now, it's like I said, in this one, she had that big moment with Nina, and it was awesome to watch because you can just kind of see the light bulb going off, and now she's in denial. She's almost scared, realizing that she's really not the better person. She's really not this great, ideal of what, everyone looked down on everybody. She's not this ideal individual she thought she was. But it's also going to keep happening because, of course, Sonny arrives home, and Dex is with him. And Nina's like, oh, Dex, you'd like to join us type of thing, and right away, you almost see the just Joss's head like kind of click like a oh bleep me thing.
Oh.
And she ran to get her sister to get him to leave there. And then Dex is trying to beg off at dinner. He's like, I got to leave this to you. Gotta do this, whatever. So you just know at some point those two are going to meet up in the hallway or whatever. Even with her, her little, Joss's little sister in tow. They're still going to find a moment to sit there and talk or cross paths or something's going to happen. Yeah. It's just set up. They're leaving at the same time.
There's no way they're not going to keep getting closer.
Yeah, and especially Michael told him to stay away from her. Sonny told him to stay away from her. Make a choice, her or the business. Everyone's told, Joss to stay away. So, of course, they're not going to listen. And you have Cameron that's floating out in the breeze there thinking everything's okay with his girlfriend. He's in for a huge rude awakening.
He's the one I feel the worst for.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he is like almost literally like the little innocent lamb being led to slaughter.
Yeah.
He's just sitting there all happy, it's all sunshine and roses. Meanwhile, his girlfriend doesn't feel the same thing she does for him anymore. She's doesn't want to hurt him.
Yeah.
So she's going to keep going through the motions while she's dreaming about Dex and whatever else is going on. And it's going to be a huge mess when it goes down. And I think for the last year and a half, 2 years of Carly, Joss, and Michael being the holier than now, I said Carly's settled it down. She still may not like Nina, may not like this, may not like that, but she's accepting them. This is life. Move on. It doesn't do any good to hold on to that hate and keep going at them. The kids, she's told that to the kids. They don't want to listen for their reasons. They don't want to. Mom doesn't know what she's talking about. We're going to just do it this way. I'm going to get her. We're going to get Michael's. I'm going to get my revenge. She's like, oh, I just hate Sonny and Nina. I'm just going to tell them off every time I get a chance. And Carly's like, well, I told you. What happens happens. It's kind of like my parents. Like so many times you get a little joke, sticking a penny in the light socket. It's like, don't do that, kid. Don't do that. 3 or 4 times, like, okay, you know what? Go ahead. Then you zap yourself, and it's like, yeah, but you're not going to do it again, are you? And this is almost like one of those moments where Carly's told them they can't do it. I mean, Michael came closest when he's actually giving up his vendetta to focus on Willow, and her leukemia and the baby. But again, that wasn't strong enough for him to pull away. That wasn't strong, or he wasn't strong enough to pull away from his vendetta on Sonny enough to actually tell Dex, no, this is done. Break up. He's paying him. He's the boss.
You almost got to wonder who the real boss is.
Oh, yeah.
Because, Michael's technically the one paying him and technically the one that recruited him. But every time Michael wants to back out of this, Dex talks him back into it. Yeah, it's like he doesn't really want it out of it, but, I mean, there's a lot of questions in there. I mean, even just going to how Michael's working for Sonny. Brick is this awesome guy when it comes to IT and background checks, and he's somehow missed everywhere where he's been, Dex is a soldier of fortune, a soldier for hire. He's worked for all these things to bring people down. He's done all this. And yet somehow Brick did not find that. I am choosing to believe that they're setting a trap for Dex. Give him a chance, but also get trapped. If it goes wrong, okay, he's the one who takes the fall. Yeah. I'm surely hoping that Brick and Sonny aren't that deluded or that whatever. I mean, in that case, I'll blame the writers for it because it's like it's just kind of it's got to make the story go somehow. I think Sonny almost did because Sonny changed after Nixon Falls. He's a different person. Again, Michael chose Dex very intentionally. Dex pushes that button of Jason and missing Jason. So I can see where Sonny's slipping on that.
Yeah, he doesn't have the same killer
You
instinct.
wonder what's up with Brick.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I just think the last time when they actually sat Dex down and asked him what happened when the whole, helping Anna out, and they kind of cut away. They didn't talk about that after the fact. They might just mention it, but they didn't really talk in depth. So that's why I think maybe they're actually coming to conclusions. Okay, this is a job that get Sonny in trouble, things go sideways. But at the same time, he's trusting Dex on it, so it might be his biggest test to see how Dex does this. If it doesn't work out, Dex is the fall guy. Dex will take the fall. He'll go to jail. He'll get killed. Whatever. This is going to be his whole thing. It could be a little trap for him. I'm really hoping Sonny has something ingenious like that up mind, and it's not just Brick took the cheap version of the background check. He didn't want to spend the extra $50 for the good one. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's like, and it's going to be messy. It's going to be messy, but it's going to be glorious because so many people are going to be forced to look in the mirrors. I mean, Joss did first when she went to Jacksonville, and she actually had to run into someone worse than her for us to actually like Joss.
Carly.
Carly, sorry, Carly had to go to Jacksonville, and she actually ran into someone worse than her to us like her.
Yeah.
And, of course,
Which is kind of sad when you think about it, that you have to have like a character that's like way worse and way more just snobby and nasty and this and that to actually make the other character look better.
But in the end, Carly's goodness won the day, and turned her enemy around, and she came back to Port Charles, and is almost back to same old, but at least she's not like the kid. She's not gunning after Sonny.
Yeah.
But then that's not even the worst family action going on, where you have the Cassadines who are always up to something. It doesn't matter who. Victor's trying to bring it all together. I mean, everyone in the Cassadines is working their own agenda.
Yeah.
And Victor's kind of sitting there, thinks he has control of everything. When it blows up on him, it's going to be a really entertaining.
He has no control, really. He has no idea of the things going on that he's, just being kept in the dark on, and it's going to blow up so bad when he finds out about this stuff.
Yeah, and he's making enemies. So I mean, he has Cyrus Arnold basically as an enemy now. Sonny already made it very clear what he would do to him if he found out he had anything to do with Anna. But then you have to think of it too. Now that Ryan Chamberlain, we're actually finding out who Esme's mother finally is, and Heather Weber, which that was her guess. She guessed that, so got to give props to her.
Yeah, yesterday in the last episode when Heather went into Ryan's room, I'm like, oh my God, what if she's Esme's mother? And that was what they said today, which. Well, that explains Esme so much.
Yeah, well, they're leaning towards it. They're basically dangling it out there, so it should be that. But at the same time, this is a soap opera. They like to forget what they wrote or have some kind of hook in there for someone else.
And that would explain so much about Esme.
Oh, it would. And she's going through her own little change right now since she's been pregnant. She wants to protect the baby, but she's also trying to use the baby to get out of being locked away in Windermere. Yeah. So it's like she's even going through her own little more. Everyone is like changing right now, going through their own little metamorphosis. You have Finn, who just cannot let Liz live Liz's life. He's always trying to protect her.
Yeah.
And I get it. You mean well, but again, every time you mean well in a soap, it's going to blow up. And this time he almost lost her once, and now he's going to he thinks she's pregnant now because of prenatal vitamins. If she says she is, what's she going to do in a couple months?
Yeah.
And if she's not, okay, then
he's going to wonder why were those prenatal vitamins sitting at Windermere.
Yeah, and she's got to know by now he's not going to let it drop for her because he doesn't let that drop. He's going to keep going. So there's a lot going on there, a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah.
Your main hope on it. I mean, you almost feel like you're in the final act of Victor's storyline, but as you know from Peter August, they got like another 3 or 4 acts kind of shoved in there, and no one was happy with that. So hopefully they're not going to stretch this out the same way.
Yeah, we write about these for our website, Daily Soap Dish, and he writes them for the Overtimer, and at the time with Peter August, I can't tell you how many times it looked like that was it for Peter. And I wrote things about how, this could be the end of Peter. And yet somehow, Peter, like a cockroach after a nuke, just kept coming back. And kept coming back and kept coming back. And they dragged him out for so long. And it was so satisfying in a way by the time he did actually get killed off to actually see him gone. Because he was a fun character for a while, but again, keep just miraculously managing to survive these things over and over such a long period of time. The character sort of wore out the welcome to me.
And for me, honestly, I love it. I really thought he was going to be the ghost that's haunting Elizabeth. I really wanted that to be the way, because I'm just to be the writers to be spiteful to the fans, like you wanted him gone. He's still around somehow. I was pulling for that just because I just wanted to see everyone's reaction to it. I thought that'd have been awesome. Like the psychic, there's an evil dark power here, and it's got to be Peter. It would have been perfect. Again, just to see, that's one thing we love about some of the shows. Like every now and then, the writers will troll the fans.
Yeah.
And that would have been the ultimate troll. So you thought he's dead, but he's really not.
Yeah.
And that's story soaps. I mean, they bring characters back that were killed off 40 years ago. Because, oh, I faked my death. Or, oh, no, this didn't happen. Or, I wasn't really dead. Or, you missed a shot. Whatever. 10,000 different reasons. They're
Or like in Dave's case with Stefan Demare, somehow somebody manages to keep him on ice for like 4 years without a heart.
Yeah. While the person's in prison yet. Somehow he develops his technology while he's in prison and everything.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I mean, they come out with all the different ways, so no one's actually really dead. Even if you find the body, come on, at some point, someone's going to do something there. They're going to put him in cryogenic freeze, like Peter. Fell down the steps, a doctor, a nurse, he's dead. They put him in a chest freezer that you're not supposed to be open from the inside. He gets out. It's just like kind of, yeah, they do that. They do cross into fantastical times. Like, okay, how can a doctor and a nurse both be wrong about someone being dead that fell down the stairs? That's kind of, okay. But
I think Victor had something to do with Peter getting out of that.
He might have, I don't know.
Ice chest.
But yeah, then how did Victor know? I mean, there's so many different things going on. Like I said, the show's fun with it. I mean, for us, they're the two best shows on daytime television.
Definitely.
Because it's entertaining. They keep you entertained. It's not, you don't spend every day with the same meandering storyline where which can be as mundane as talking about the family, how to make the family soup or something like that. It's just, they'll need like every minute, every day chronicled, and they don't. They General Hospital, they will stretch it out. They will sometimes stretch out to almost to the breaking point for some fans, but they actually do have overall decent pacing. I think Days of Life has the best pacing, but then sometimes they do it too fast, or they forget about certain things for various reasons. I mean, so there's plot holes, but again, they're doing 300 X number episodes or 200 some X episodes a year, 5 days a week. So yeah, they're going to have those issues, but at the same time, it's like kind of, it can get frustrating, but it happens. But they keep it going. They come up with some of the most ridiculous storylines, but they make it fun too. It's like reading an adult comic.
Yeah.
Someone's not really create a weather dominator like in G.I. Joe, but someone in General Hospital basically created a weather dominator back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And Victor's thing now is to get the Ice Princess, where they've used it before to try to turn the world to ice. And they don't know why he's after it now with the coding or whatever, but
they think it's Robert and Laura and everybody thinks that he might be trying to get those pieces of the Ice Princess because there's some code on it, and he wants that code.
Yeah, so for what?
Who knows what Victor wants at this point? He's like, I'm not a huge fan of Nicholas a lot of the time, but I feel him so much when he's like, oh, just shut up about your grand plans that you keep talking about, but you don't give any details. It's like, yeah, I feel that, because that's what Victor's been doing basically all this time, putting on this big show about, oh, I've got all these plans, and oh, what's coming for this family, and but yet he's not giving anyone in the family any indication of what he's doing. And yeah, that's kind of like, okay, will you just put up or shut up already?
Yeah, he's a quintessential comic book bad guy. He lives to monologue, to hear himself talk, to make himself feel, I'm all important, I'm the smartest guy out here, and, oh, you will get yours. And he is the quintessential comic book bad guy. The only problem is there's no superhero sitting there chained up, waiting for some ridiculously long end sequence to end their existence to break free that listens to all this and can kind of run in like James Bond and save the day. I mean, who knows? It might get to that point yet. Don't know. I mean, but he's filling that role perfectly. The show's been going pretty good and had some really good angles just to see how people respond, see what will happen, what other questions will be answered.
Mm-hmm.
We're just looking forward to it. They're both fun. I mean, this one especially right now, I said Ryan, now it looks like we're heavily teased that Heather's going to be Esme's mother. If they change that Monday or Tuesday, okay, that might be.
I won't like the writers' version.
That's probably not going to sit too well, this tease.
They basically said it today.
Yeah.
He's like, you left with her child or something, So it's
she just walked away from, and he knew she's pregnant. We're kind of waiting for the more backstory in that one. So I was like, kind of, because they're only together, I think, for a couple of weeks or something like that. They were saying. So we're kind of.
Well, you said it almost sounded like over the years he
Was it over years? Maybe.
came, on that information.
Yeah, possibly.
So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah.
He does keep track of everything.
This
So.
is Ryan. Yeah, he definitely keeps tabs on people. He definitely, will dig for something that he feels that he needs or wants.
Yes, he will. Okay, I mean, I think that about covers this one. So, well, thank you guys for tuning in. If you could give us a like, subscribe, share. Let us know in the comments. What part did you like about today's episode? What do you like about the week, storylines? Let us know in the comments below. And thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Have a great one, guys.
Bye, guys.